So right now we'll go here with what all we're going to see today. As of now, we just see what is going to be the machine learning in today's world and why machine learning is very important in today's world, because each and everywhere there is a business problem which is yet to be resolved. So those in such areas, machine learning matters here, and they play a very important role in solving the real life problems. So after that, we'll go one by one with the market trends, where machine learning is existence, and how very much useful the machine learning, and which are the industries and which are the domains and which are the areas where machine learning has been in the current trends. And we walk through what are the popular methods they have been using in today's world, and today what are the programmers and developers are trying to use the methodology to perform the task of to train the models, to create the models in each and every one. So we'll just seeing what are the popular models right now they are using, and the 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 overview of the data mining and machine learning and the deep learning plays a wide role in everywhere. So we need to distinguish and we need to familiarize what these things to be understand, and these things to be differentiated and applied in real world situations. So I'm very excited to say this machine learning in future will boost up the development technologies as well as to boost up each and everyone's careers, and in technologies this might be a very high level implementation in all areas, and there's also very much demands on machine learning jobs by the year 2020, or will be under 21, 22, or 23, whatever it is. So we'll just explain what is the practice, what are going to you to be practiced in machine learning, and what all you will learn in this course, and who all can get into this course, and what to do with take a certification on these courses. So I think you will be get enjoy with the session. So after the session, I'm sure about you will be taking this course. So we'll be proceeding to the job related activities and get to be certified and everything, and we'll have the fun with this. Now, so right now, how many of you heard about the machine learning? I don't know about that. I don't know how much you're aware of machine learning. How many know what is the word of machine learning? And instead of repeatedly, I'm saying machine learning. It's about the learning by the machines, or machines will learn about the tasks or performs any actions. So I'll just clear about, instead of saying machine learning, learning machine learning, we are going to learn machine learning, and in turn machine learns from ourselves. So that's the thing in today's world. So basically what the legacy codes happen, we code into the program, we code into the computer systems, and computer will perform the task and gives us the output. But unlike those things, the traditional things in the machine learning will learn from the humans and learn from the past histories, and that will learn themselves and performs the task. So we implement the machine learning to learn from humans also. In future, a machine will be as a humans. So there will be a very less reduction of human intervention to perform any task. So machine will come into the existence. So that machine will learn their itself with the data of the past history, everything we have given in early stages. So that's what about the machine learning. Machine will learn itself. Also, we also going to learn machine learning. And now, so what is a machine learning? A very overview of what is a machine learning. So machine learning is the application of artificial intelligence, AI, that provides a system the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. So machine learning mainly focuses the development of the computer programs that can access data, and use it to learn themselves. So earlier I said it use the data and learn by themselves. So learning. So go on in future, it will learn and it use a very much accuracy to perform the outcomes. So the process of machine learning begins with the observation of data, such as an examples, direct experience, instructions, and it will look into the patterns of the data and make better predictions. The pattern in the sense it reads the data and it themselves will create a patterns how to perform a task and produce an output. So in future-based examples, right now we're going to see in this course also when you opted for those course, we'll give a better example in real world scenarios that will provide better accuracy and results. So the primary aim here is to allow the computers learn automatically without human intervention or assistance and adjust the actions accordingly. For example, a small little girl which has aged 1 year or 2 years, 2 years old. Okay, she doesn't know anything. So whenever she goes outside and touches an object, in that stage only she learns this is an object, or this is object. She learns something. So in that case, whenever a task comes in the programs or systems, the computer learned by itself. So there is some new task, there is some new object, or there is some new input, so that it learns. So in future, if the same thing appears, so that reads from the patterns and produces the output. So this is called the machine learning. An overview of machine learning about the machine learns by themselves. So that is the main thing we just need to know about the machine learning. A quick history. You can see here where in early 1900s we have manual analysis. Before 1900s we have experiences only to judge and predict outcomes. I can tell you this will come, this will not come, this is right and this is wrong. But in early 1900s we have manual analysis to calculate the predictions by writing in the piece of paper, etc. And day by day the statistical programming has come into existence. After that, in 1990, the visual statistical software has been come to existence, like SAS, Excel, etc. Those softwares you can use it for statistical analysis and make predictions. But right now, in today's world, in 2020, we have a machine learning which will analyze enormous amounts of data, huge data, the big data. You can analyze it and discover some patterns in it, and we can predict some outcomes. Okay. And because of current new computer technologies, machine learning is not like machine learning for the past. So it was born from the pattern recognition and the theory that computers can learn without being programmed to perform specific tasks. Now, several researchers interested in AI wanted to see if computers could learn from the data. The aspect of machine learning is important because as models are exposed to new data, they are able to independently adapt from it. The machine learn from previous computations to produce reliable and repeatable decisions and the results. Okay, so while many machine learning algorithms have been around for a long time, now the ability to automatically apply complex mathematical calculations to big data over fast and recent development is like we have a few examples in today's world. I think you are also will be familiar. The self-driving Google car. You can see in Amazon and the Netflix we have a recommendation systems, and we have in the Twitter the linguistic rule creations. We have the languages in the Twitter, and one of the best thing is the fraud detection. So those are the application, real life application example I can give you about the machine learning. So right now in 2020 we have completely automated machine learning. Almost in each and everywhere they have implemented this machine learning technique. So that's all about a quick history about this machine learning. Now if we move on, a very simple thing to understand how machine learning works. So now I have already spoken about the data. The machines learn from the past data. So you can see right now here I have give a very limited observations to identify the apple. So you might think a human can easily identify which one is the apple and which one is the peach, but a computer doesn't know which is apple because all have similar physical observations, similar length and breadth and whatever it is. So I know that the first image is an apple, which is a fruit, and the second one is an apple, the logo of Apple Corporation, and the third one is a peach. But how to train a machine to identify which one is the apple? So at the bottom you can see the observations. I have given three feature observations. One is the color, one is the type, and one is the shape. So if it is an apple, it should be red fruit and oval. If in an Apple Corporation, it should be a white logo and cut oval. and then the third one is a peach. It should be a red fruit and a round. So these observation will be trained. But right now, only three features have been given. We can have n number of features. And one thing I want to say to you, if a machine learning model which are trained with a huge number of features, we can say observations, we can get a better result. We can get a better predictions. But before that, I just want to say and keep it in mind, machine learning is not at all 100% accuracy. Right now, until now, a human has achieved up to 99% accuracy, but it will not predict 100%. So up to 99% we can predict results. So according to that, we should train a model and we should develop or design a model, design an algorithm to predict very much good accuracy. So here, with these trained models, machine learning will predict something, which one is a fruit, which one is a logo of Apple Corporation and speech. So whenever a new image comes, so that image, I need to give a feature of input. So the new item to identify is the color red color, and the type of thing is a fruit, and the shape should be a round, a not oval. Let it be round. Okay. In that case, so according to the probability of machine learning, so Apple has the highest probability, and only the shape is a round, that is the least probability. So the accuracy will be around 70%. So now the computer says I have the highest probability of apple of type fruit, so the results would be the apple and not the peach. But this will not happen in all cases. That only we're going to see whenever when you opt to scores, we will teach you which algorithm to choose to predict a better results. So one algorithm will predict and say this is an apple of type fruit, and one algorithm will predict and say this is a peach. So that should be we should be capable of designing an algorithm. We should be capable of choosing an algorithm in such a way that to predict and get a better results in today's world. So this is a very small example how machine learning will be working in today. The developers are working on it. Why machine learning is very important in today's world. So now you might be know about the hard disk, the storage devices. So in recent years, the machine learning can be used to automate a lot of different tasks where the humans can do like image recognition, text generation, or playing games. So in 2014, in the year, machine learning and AI experts thought it would take around 10 years before a machine could beat the world. The best player at the board games Go. But Google's DeepMind powered them wrong. They showed that even in such complex game as Go, machines could learn with moves to consider. You maybe know like a very simple game in the Windows machine we have a chess. So that is also one of the AI technologies which interact with humans to play a chess game. So machine learning is going to have a huge efforts on economy and living in general. Entire world tasks and industries can be automated and the job market will be changed forever. If you want to start learning about machine learning, it's a perfect time because machine learning engineers are desperately needed because a lot of companies want to get their foot in door of machine learning and AI. Now the machine learning has all the attention it needs it on engineers and researchers to drive a new big advances in the field of machine learning. So you might be know that storage devices from early life started from tapes, floppy, hard disk drives, compact drive, pen drives, and memory card, and now the latest one is the SSD. So in future, researchers has found we use a DNA model to store and read data in future. I can simply say what is a DNA model. In DNA model, are similar to the human DNA, they are identifying a storage device that works similar to the DNA in the human brain. The data stored in the brain can be downloaded to the DNA type of storage device that could be trained to the machines. So what they are planning is to train a model with the human data, human brain data, and that could be trained to the machines. So machines could act like a human. You can see it could mimic like a human. So that is in the future they are training in the machines. So they can download the data from the brain itself. They are trying of it. In that case, the machine has been working over it. So right now, as you can see, we started from the KB, we progressed with an MB, we progressed to the GB and TB, and now exabytes. So like you can see, the chart shows you 2010 we have a smaller exabyte, and we reached here for 40,000 exabyte in the year of 2020. So right now you can see a low level, the data scientists have only a very limited of processing exabytes in today's world. But our machines can process a little bit higher than the humans, and in future the machine learning will be in existence to process of 40,000 of exabytes of data. So in that case, the machine learning come into existence, a very, very important role, and very thing it will be very important to analyze, to process and produce results for huge amount of data. So you can see a gradual increase in data from 2010, 11, and 12, 13, 14. But you can see on 18, 19, and 20, we have a very drastic changes in amount of data we now produce. The data consists of images, the videos, the text, the unstructured data and structured data, databases, the data from the Twitter, copy paste from the internet, Facebook images, Facebook tags, each and everything we are collecting and now reached around 40,000 exabytes of data. So we need to process the data. In that case, machine and community existence. That will be very useful. So machine learning is very important in processing this type of data. Now, what are the current trends about the machine learning right now? So we can have list out a few domains where machine learning has been used right now: finance, healthcare, oil and gas, and the government sectors, the retail, the transportations, and the communications everywhere. Let's see a small application example here. What are the things currently you have used? Already I have said that image recognition, we have a Facebook. You might be aware of this. Whenever you upload an image, it will be tagged to the particular person who you're going to be tagged. For that, it recognizes the face and identify who is the person. And the second thing is the speech. I am aware. I hope that everyone having iPhone. In the iPhone, where you typing a text, you have a speaker button. When you click on the speaker button, they ask you to speech, and those speech will be recognized, and that will be placed in the text boxes. So that is called speech recognition. And the third one, the financial services, the statistical analysis to find out whether customer is probable of getting the loan, or customer is probable of getting the credit card, or he will leave the bank, or will come to the bank in such situations. And it's really useful. Medical diagnosis to diagnose a disease previously before it comes into the body. So it will be used to detect. And right now in medical platform, we are developing our an algorithm of machine learning to find out the cancer or so many diseases to predict before it come into the person's body. And the learning association, where machine learning is implemented to teach and to teach something and to perform the analysis of the students or the employees, to find out, identify what they need to be upskilled or what they need to be trained, or how the performance level of them. So we need to guide them, and we need to understand the thing what they're learning in such situations. These are the things useful in learning associations. So virtual reality, I think you may be aware of it. So right now, most of them playing games. So the machine learning plays to predict the action of the humans, and this act accordingly in playing the games. So games will be played in virtual reality side. We play here, and the game will be played inside the computer systems. In that case, the machine learning is useful in the current. So these are the few examples I have listed out here, and much more examples are there in the internet. You can also search over it. You can find out those examples over here. So next, I'm going for the popular models. already I've said that we have a popular models when developers are using in machine learning. We have the supervised learning, we have unsupervised and semi-supervised and reinforcement learning. So what is a supervised learning? So we have seen a previously a problem how to identify an apple. So we can able to classify things. I can produce some observations. I need to classify whether that is an apple or a peach or a logo. In that case, to classify a problem is called a supervised learning. So the architecture of ML models has been shown here. So machine learning can be classified as supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So now comes to unsupervised learning. The training data set does not include a desired output. As unlike the supervised learning, the desired output will not be there. Instead of, we need to predict what is the desired output. So we have a number of features. In that number of features, we need to identify the output, the result. What is the type? So in that case, unsupervised learning comes into existence. So what is semi-supervised learning? Semi-supervised learning is a mixture of uh, supervised and unsupervised learning, since the label does few observation have the labeled data and few observation will have the unlabeled data. It means like what is the labeled data is that I'm saying the object to classify, identify the result output. So few will be have the output, few doesn't have the output. In that case, using that few outputs, the remaining output will be desired. So in that case, machine learning will be implemented in semi-supervised learning. And in reinforcement learning, a very good example, I may be confusing in reinforcement learning. What is the reinforcement learning? But before that, I could say very good example how reinforcement learning has been implemented. A reinforcement can be implemented in designing a dog, a well-programmed algorithm to perform the task how dog walks. So whenever, for example, a small algorithm is developed how the dog should be walked. In that case, if a dog falls down, so what happens then? The machine will learn. In that case, if I step into in some distance front, I would fall down. In that case, it should rectify that is a wrong. So what happened? The machine will learn. If that in case, I will fall down. So I should not go further. So it will learn in some other way. So this is called the reinforcement learning, and that is where these algorithms has been used. So you can see here in the right corner, in the right hand side, the few examples of the machine learning differentiation, and what are the things they have been used. A very good example of supervised learning is in the regression pattern to predict the forecasting, the weather, and the stock prices, and the gold prices, and few things we can use in supervised learning. So in reinforcement learning, we can see real-time detections, the game AI are already in the virtual reality. That also we can able to implement it in the robot navigation. So uh, robot will be trained accordingly to do what actions to be performed, to the robot. So it will learn how the robot will be moved, how the robot will take some actions on the hand, the head movement, eye movement, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So meanwhile, if you have such questions, please don't know the questions. We have the Q&A sessions at the end of this session, so you can ask what are the questions you have. Okay, so this is the popular models we have in the machine learning right now, and we have n number of algorithms to be learned over here. I'll just move on to the next. So data mining, machine learning, and deep learning. So why I need to tell about data mining, machine learning, and the deep learning? So I just want to differentiate three things here. So data mining is a thing which a data has been extracted and to read some patterns into it. So this is called a data mining. So with that data, a machine learning can be performed with the data, with the identified patterns, and produce or predict some results into the machine learning models. So deep learning comes into existence machine learning can be included into the deep learning to perform a better accuracy and to perform the better task than machine learning does. So, example, machine learning can produce what type of object, what they classify what type of object. Example, we have seen as apple or a apple logo or a peach. But a deep learning will perform better than that. We can identify in real world. For example, I'm going to capture in the camera a object. In that object, I can produce some data, and that data will identify patterns, and with that patterns, the deep learning identified what type of object. So that is the difference between the data mining and the machine learning and the deep learning. So please understand, all the three are at different categories. You should able to understand the three things. You can able to implement algorithms and design a models according to that. So a deep learning, a very vast subject like artificial intelligence, AI and ANN, neural networks, and NLP, natural language processing, and convolution network. Everything comes from deep learning. So it will be very fun to learn about data mining and machine learning and deep learning models. So we'll come into AI, ML, and DL, deep learning. So already I explained what is AI, machine learning, deep learning. So artificial intelligence will be the top, which I already explained is mimic the human behavior. So artificial intelligence is implemented to mimic the human, which a machine will act like a human, work like a human, perform tasks like a human, everything. So machine learning is a subset of AI. So the machine learning produces or extracts data and identifies patterns that could be used into the artificial intelligence to perform a task. So deep learning is a subset of ML that will be performed in depth of identifying the patterns or identifying the things. So right now I'm just giving a brief overview of this. So in the final session, I'll demo a 3 real life example. In that case, you will come to understand what is deep learning, what is machine learning, and what is AI. So you will be better understood about what these things and how to differentiate how these are getting implemented. Okay. So we'll be having a practice while learning machine learning in this course, understanding the domain knowledge and the prior knowledge, what to be for practicing machine learning and the goals, the integration of data, and how to select the data. That is also one of the tasks. We need to select the observations. We need to clean the observations. Some unwanted data might be there. We need to clean it, pre-process it, and we need to segregate. So much of things are there. Step by step we learn when you opt for this course. We have a very step-by-step course, how to clean, how to select, how to process, how to select the model, how to boost the model, how to set the parameters, how to tune it, and everything we have. So we have the learning models, and then we'll interpret the results. Then we'll discover what all the things we have. So these are the practicing we have in the machine learning course. We'll be seeing one by one when you come on board. So now already I said what is supervised learning. So you can see here a very simple thing, training the text documents or images or some whatever it is, that will be converted into vectors or features or observations. In normal term we can say observations, but in machine learning term we should say features. Okay, that is only the features. Features and observations are same. So that will be trained into a machine learning algorithm. And the new text document, if I give a new text document over here, that will connect to the feature vector. So that will be identified a pattern, and the model get predicted, and will the expected label is a classifying label, or it is a predicting the things will happen in the supervised learning. So this is the architecture how supervised learning works. And we'll just go to the next supervised learning. The same thing happens here. Reading the training documents, and model will learn from the features, and that will get trained. And when I give a new document to identify what are the features here, and this will get whether it gives a predicted results without any label, like we have a clustering, and we have the prediction. Clustering in the sense, I want to classify an object which belongs to the fruit. I just want to identify an object that belongs to the vegetable. I identified an object that belongs to the spices. So that is called the clustering. This belongs to that. This belongs to this thing. So that is called clustering. So we can use the clustering technologies also in unsupervised learning. So these are the unsupervised learning. Now, artificial intelligence. I'm very fun about this artificial intelligence. I'm very, 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 very my my uh, very much liked topic here is the artificial intelligence. Okay, so in at the last, I will give a real life example how to identify whether a given image is a dog or a cat. So I hope that you are aware of artificial intelligence, but in depth how to program, how artificial intelligence works, the neural networks works, you will be coming to know about when you have boarded into this course. Okay. So right now, simply understand the input. We have a three inputs, and we have a layer in between, and we have the output and the dot. Just consider what is a artificial intelligence. Sorry, what is a neural network? We can say just take the neurons of our neurons in the brain. Will have a node. In that node, an electrical signal has been passing in few other nodes. So what it means? So whenever we do some actions in real life, a brain just triggers to the neurons and tell something has happened, and that electrical signal will be passed on next neuron, and that neuron, whichever respective to hand or eye or mouth, whatever it is, that triggers to do the output. Okay. So whenever I feel like touch something, so eyes seeing something, and that gives electrical pulse to the brain. This is the thing, and what this brain does and sends an electrical signal to the hand neurons, and hand is going to touch the particular object. So in similar case, this will be working, and in between the lines is called the neuron lines, and the nodes are called the neurons. So in between the passing is called the electrical signal pulse, and here we pass not an electrical pulse, we'll pass the data. So data will be tuned in each and every iterations to get a better results. So I'll explain. I'll show you at the end how this artificial intelligence will be working over it. So the main goal of the artificial is possible to train the machines to learn from experience, and it adjusts the new inputs and perform the human like task. Most artificial examples that we hear today is from already I said that chess playing to computers to self-driving cars, also very good example. And this completely rely on deep learning and NLP, so natural language processing. So using these technologies, computers can be trained to accomplish the specific task by processing large amount of data and recognizing patterns in the data. The AI machines will work similar like thinking humanly and thinking rationally and acting humanly and acting rationally. So those are the four main things the AI will do. And why AI is very important right now. AI automates the repetitive learning and discovered through data. AI adds intelligence and adapts to the progressive learning algorithms, analyze more the deeper data, and achieve incredible accuracy. AI gets most of the data. It predicts and it learns most of the data, and this produces reliable results through artificial intelligence. That's why it is very important AI in machine learning, in the part of machine learning. So I'll just go for a natural language processing. As I said, this is one of the topic and subset of the deep learning. With that NLP, artificial intelligence, it cannot be performed. So NLP plays a very important role in artificial intelligence. The only difference between the human and the computer in the ML world is a communication. Computer communicates with the binaries, ones and zeros, while the human exchanges with words. Let's say the unstructured data, the text. So unfortunately, computers are not capable of working with unstructured data because there is no standardized techniques to process it. So when we program computers using other languages like Java or Python or essentially giving the computers a set of rules that it should operate by. Okay, with unstructured data, these rules are quite abstract and challenging to define concretely. So let me explain what is the difference between the human and the computer understanding of languages. So humans have been talking thousands of words for years. Over the time, our brain has gained a tremendous amount of experience and understanding in natural language. So when we read something written on a piece of paper or something on the internet, we understand what the thing really means in real world. We feel the emotions that reading it, and we often visualize how that thing would look in a real life. So NLP is a branch of AI that is focused on enabling computers to understand and process the human languages. This could get computers closer to understand the human languages. So computers can't really understand what the language is really trying to say. In that case, no, yeah, but in recent researches, ML have enabled computer to quite a lot of useful things with NLP, which enable to write programs to perform like language translations, semantic understanding, and the text summarization. All of these things adds a real world value, making it easier for you to understand and perform computations on large blocks of text without the manual efforts. Okay, so in some scenarios, you could come across the NLP is hard to implement on machines. Even though that is implemented, the system will not perform and understand accurate response to humans. The real reason why NLP hard is the process of reading and understanding the language is far more complex than it seems at first glance. So whenever we see some data, we can able to recognize what it is. But computers need to understand and read. Sorry, it should read and understand data that takes some time. So we need a very huge amount of CPU processing system. So for example, let's take there is a word written in the piece of paper, like everyone knows the wrestler, the great famous wrestler, The Undertaker. The Undertaker has won the WWE title last night. If that has written a piece of paper, I can able to read it, I can understand, and it makes sense, right? I could understand. Undertaker has won the title last night. I know Undertaker is a wrestler, but computer should understand who's Undertaker, what he does, and what I have done before. So in that, we need to train them. We should train them who's Undertaker first. So machine should learn Undertaker is a wrestler. So machine come to learn he is a wrestler. And the last thing, it should understand he has won the title last night. So altogether, computer should learn he's Undertaker who's a wrestler. He has won the title last night. In that case, the computer should be understand. That is why the NLP is little more harder in training models for the computer machines. So basic tasks for NLP is like tokenization, parsing, lemmatization, stemming, and we have so many things in NLP process that you will come to know whenever you opt for this course. We will teach each and everybody step by step what to do. Lemmatization, what is stemming, what is tokenization, sentence, content categorization, topic discovery and modeling, and contextual extraction, sentiment analysis, and speech to text, text to speech conversion, document summarization, machine translations. So those are the things we have in NLP, and each and everything will be discussed in deep, and we'll be implementing the natural language processing in machine learning. So the three things is a very important things. The NLP and the artificial intelligence and the deep learning, all the three are very vast specialization. I would recommend anyone who opts for this course can further take any specialization course on NLP, artificial intelligence, or deep learning to upskill your level, and you can be get hired in a very reputed organizations. I just want to show you a very real life example in the Amazon. So here I have only searched for the Fire Stick. So on the top, they have recommended the Fire Stick and 4K and different categories, Fire Stick Cube and a TV and a voice recorder, so on, so etc. So what type of machine learning is this? This is a type of recommendation systems. You can see the Amazon as well as in Netflix. Everywhere you can see the recommendation on e-commerce sites, this recommendation system is performed as whenever user searches for something, it recommends something additionally to buy for it. So this is called the recommendation systems, one of the implementation of machine learning. And the next thing I can say you a very, very superb implementation in Amazon. We have a 4050 customer reviews. So you can see here the first five feedbacks. Uh, the first feedback is by February 4, and the second feedback is Jan 31, and the third one is Jan 6. We have a continuation on the right side, February 6, February 28, and February 5. So in this, I think you understand about this. So you just came to know that uh, we can sort the feedbacks by latest order. By there is an observation called date field. Through that date field, you can sort it out the latest update, latest feedbacks from this. But how to classify the top feedbacks? So we just want to customers don't want to show the negative feedbacks of a product. So in that case, we should identify the feedbacks of the positive feedback and the negative feedback. So already I have explained what is a classification. Now this comes into existence. I need to classify the positive and the negative feedback. So this is a classification model, supervised learning. So with that, we need to identify which algorithm or which machine learning model you're going to use. In that, NLP comes into existence because we can't sort with the alphabets. We need to sort out with the feedback of positive or negative. So NLP comes into existence. With NLP and artificial intelligence, you need to perform a task which is a positive and which is negative. According to that, you will be sorted out. So this is the case they have implemented here. So you can see all first four of the feedbacks are positive and the fifth one is a negative. So you can see when only the one star there's be given a rating. So this is the one of the implementation in Amazon. Not even in Amazon, we have in so much e-commerce sites to the product to identify the positive feedbacks implementation in the machine learning things. So next, I just want to tell you who all can be certified or who all can be take this course. So you can just read off it. Who's interested in machine learning, students who are performing current graduations in the college or high school levels, who data analysts who wants to boost up in machine learning, skilled workers who was not satisfied with the present job can opt for this course and take this course and get hired in reputed companies, and the business people who want to add the business value. For example, in a let's take in a pizza, we have so much of customers who are opting for ordering for different kind of pizzas. So we can implement algorithm called association rule. Whenever in the pizza, whenever a person buys a medium crunchy pizza, that person may like French fries. That person may like to have a cup of Coke. So we can recommend him a cup of Coke and we can recommend him French fries with that as a combo only for that particular customer with a personalized order. In that case, we can add value to the businesses for the each and every business people. And we can those are the peoples we can opt for this course and get certified. And the next one, what you will learn in this course. So you will learn every algorithm in the Python. Python. So I will tell you why we are going for the Python. We have large number of languages and Python is why best suited for machine learning. So have great, you will be having many machine learning models to be explained and make accurate predictions and powerful analysis by tuning the parameters and how to perform. How to design an algorithm, how to choose an algorithm. That's make the added advantage. That makes a very value to the model. You can able to perform everything, and we'll be teaching step-by-step intuition from base level how algorithm works and how to introduce an algorithm, how to perform with the parameters. The parameters plays a very vital role in choosing the algorithm. So that would be generating a very good results not results, very good predictions. So that makes a very high accuracy in predicting the model. So those are the things you'll be learning in this course. A very overview of listed out, but when you open this course, you can brief, a list of things to what you will learn in that course brochure. Now, a very great thing I just want to explain the jobs demand about the machine learning in 2019, and this can also applicable for 2020, might be more. So in machine learning, that you can see AI, deep learning, NLP has been emerging things. Now we have an average percentage of listings to the job sites we have, and analysis, predictive analysis makes the first ranks number one of the job listing as a data scientist. So analytics makes the first and the foremost thing must go before machine learning. You should analyze the data. What data? You should read the data, you should analyze and understand the data, what the data says. With that, you can't able to design an algorithm to predict a better accuracy. Anyone can design an algorithm, anyone can perform a model, anyone can train the model, anyone can predict. But the accuracy of the model is very important. How the people have designed an algorithm. In that case, analysis plays a very vital role. First, you analyze the data. So in that case, analysis tops rank one. To that, the machine learning ranks two. So those are the job demands in 2019 and 2020. So you can see, according to this, AI deep learning will come to existence, and in future 2020, I hope that will comes number one. The AI, the deep learning, and NLP will comes number one in the ranking. So as I said that, why Python has been chosen for machine learning? So Python is the ranks number one in the language of machine learning, and Python is compatible with every platforms as well as in web programming, in logical programming, in machine learning, and importing libraries. So everywhere this has been compatible, and that's why Python has been chosen a wide range to implement machine learning in. So you will come to learn the basic knowledge of Python, the basic things, how to perform, and what tool to be used, how to install, and how algorithms can be designed in Python language. So you have added advantage of learn the Python as well as machine learning things. I have an example of natural language processing here, and my natural language processing system is called Chico. And what Chico says is, my name is Chico. I will answer your queries about machine learning. So let me ask the Chico a question. Yeah, let me take hi. Notes, it says notes. Okay. So what is machine learning? It has trained with very less things. So it says learning classifier systems are familiar with based machine learning algorithms. Let's ask few more questions. What is supervised learning? So it says supervised learning algorithms build a mathematical model set of data. So and so. So it's good. It says something. So I just want to ask some more. What is just trained with the less number of training models? So that is why it says things like this. So feature learning can be either supervised or unsupervised learning. So let us ask what is data mining. So machine learning and data mining are often employed with the same methods, so no overlap. So it says something. So reasonable things, it says something, but it's a very less number of training models I have trained. So it responds with that trained data. So if already I said that if we have huge number of features, better results and better predictions will happen. So right now I trained very less number of things. I've trained very less models. So that's why this response is similar, very similar. I'll go to the ANN, artificial neural network. So already I have promised, like I'll be show you how to identify a dog or a cat. to run artificial neural network, artificial intelligence, we should have a very huge, powerful CPU to perform the task. So that's why I have used a Google provided Colab server to perform this task. So I have 25 iterations. Epoch is nothing but iterations. So 25 times this artificial neural networks is performed to add add some weight to the inputs and to predict a better result. So with that, this neural network has only two layers. With the two layer, I perform this task to identify the cat or a dog. So through these iterations, I have achieved 88% accuracy. So this is accuracy. I have got 88% accuracy. So I have image. I have an image here. So with that image, if that is zero, and that will be a cat, and it is one, and that will be a dog. So I have loaded here the image, and this image has been loaded and trained to the model, and I have checked for the prediction, and prediction is 0.9. So that is closer to 1. So it's a dog. So this how things has been calculated. So I have got what ANN says is I have identified the image as a dog. So my accuracy of identified dog is 93%. So with that, I have identified a very very good accuracy with the ANN and this performed, and this is identified as a dog.